the athletes spend so much time for training for the country, but after they retire, it's like nothing for them.
This is Shock Life Confessions podcast with me, Reza Abraham. Our guest today, you might know her as the girl who won the hearts of all Malaysian with her radiant smile after each dive at 2020 Tokyo Olympics, a national diver who has won 20 gold medals in local and international games, including Commonwealth Games, SEA Games, FINA Diving Grand Prix, Asia Diving Cup, and of course, 5th place in 2016 and 4th place in 2021 Olympic Games. And Under Amour ambassador, Dr Dhabitah Sabri.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, and I'm happy to be here.
That's great. That's definitely a pleasure for us to have you around. You know, I still remember when I was about 17, 18 years old.
Okay.
The first time I went to a 10-meter the springboard dive, you know, and I just looked down and it's like, I'm going to die. So I changed my mind. I just went back down, you know. So that itself, I think it set a lot of questions like, where does that courage come from? What was your upbringing? It's not like everyday things that people become a diver, right? So can you let us know a little bit about like, how was your upbringing? How did you get to this point?
Okay, so at first, I was a swimmer. Because my dad realized that I love water. So it's just, okay, you know, swimming doesn't work out. So why don't you just take diving? And I was with my brother at that time. So we enjoyed doing diving very much. And, you know, we challenged ourselves. The coach didn't let us to do the 10-meter platform. So we just, you know what? When the coach leave, I'm challenging you to just, you know, jump from 10 meters. So we did. And I think since when you start at a young age, you have no fear. So we just, you know, just do it.
Yeah.
You just, yeah.
But is your family like, you know, coming from the same background? Like, are they sporty people?
No, just my dad.
Okay.
Yeah, but, you know, during his days, sport wasn't that much of a thing. So maybe he doesn't have that opportunity. So he maybe give it to us or he wants to see us achieve his dreams, maybe. Yeah.
So was he a swimmer as well?
No, he played a lot of sports.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. So it was not like a particular sports or something.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that opens up a lot of questions to some of our audience. Definitely the parents, they will see their child and they say like, I think he can become an Olympic swimmer or something, right? So what is like if you want to like narrow it down, what a parent should look for if they're thinking to put their kids, for example, to a certain sport and go for it like very seriously?
What I realized, what my parents did, that he looked at us at that time. We were strong. We were very active. And like I said before, we enjoyed water so much. So it's like, maybe they're, you know, an athlete because they're so strong and they enjoy water. So why
strong? Like what? Like what do you mean by strong?
Like strong, maybe he like during the afternoon when we were kids, he would let us go to the park, the playground, and you know just hang around at the monkey bar or something. And he just realized that we can do pull-ups at that time.
Wow!
So
this is what age?
5, I think. 5.
Seriously?
Yeah. So he was like, okay, they're strong. I need to get them into sports. So that's it. That's how I became a diver.
Okay. But is there any like anatomy of a person like swimmer? They would say like, you know, you need to have long hands. What's the diver perfect anatomy?
Like this.
Like this? What do you mean? Can you describe it to us? Some people might not be able to see you right now.
Like a swimmer, you say long hands, long legs. That's why swimming doesn't work for me because I'm short. I'm petite. Okay. So as a diver, for me, I think because we're Asians, so our sizes are just the same. So it's a bit, you know, for a springboard diver, it's a bit a disadvantage compared to the Westerners because they're so big, they're so strong, they can, you know, leap higher. But for platform, the perfect size is like just short, just petite, small, slim. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's quite, complex. I can't really say what size or what anatomy.
Yeah.
It's quite complex. Yeah.
But you like someone who is like very tall, perhaps they're not the most suitable person for that, or no, they can still bend it.
They can still do it. I think it all comes to technique.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe different style of training, different techniques, different understanding. So it all comes to that.
I see. Okay, cool. So we will get to that techniques a bit in a while. I have a main course with you. Speaking of like, you know, the training that you have gone through. So one of the things about especially athletes is that they have to make a lot of sacrifices, you know. So would you mind sharing with us, like in the different stages of your life, for example, like, you know, early childhood, and then like you grown up, and then what was the sacrifices in each stages you needed to make?
Time. Just time. I don't have much time. I don't have much time to, you know, spend with my family. Even during when I was a young kid, I train every single day. I don't have that normal childhood where you can just, you know, in the afternoon when I become a diver, I don't have that time to enjoy my time with friends and hang out in the afternoon, go to the playground, stuff like that. So it's all about time. So that's why I don't have a lot of friends. So my circle of friends is just my diving friends, because I'm having a hard time, you know, meeting people. Yeah. So because of that, I, you know, sacrifice my time and, you know, the opportunity to meet people and make friends. So I'm a bit introvert, as I can say. So I think, yeah, that's it.
What's your one day look like? Like what time you wake up until you sleep?
Normal day. So normal day, I will just sleep at 11:30 and wake up the next day 7:20. Prepare for training. I have some breakfast. Go to training 8:30 till 12, and then come back home, have lunch and sleep. And 3 p.m. I start training again until 7 or 6:30, and then I come back. I have dinner, and that's it. That's my life. I don't have time to go out and meet some friends. Because I'm already tired. I don't have that energy to talk to someone or to meet people.
That's like every day.
Yeah. And I try
even weekend.
Weekend I only have Sunday rest.
Aww.
So that Sunday rest, I'm using all my time to just rest.
What's your Sunday look like?
I'm hibernating. I
that
sleep.
Also resting.
Yeah, resting. Just on the bed laying. Yeah, that's it. I'm exhausted.
And this is like since what age?
Since...
Don't tell me 5 years old.
No, when I was 23 years old.
Since you were how old are you now?
25 this year.
Oh, so this is the past 2 years.
Yeah.
But before that?
Before that, I still have the energy to hang out and stuff like that.
So when you were preparing, for example, for Olympic, was it the same schedule?
During the Olympics, because it was like the recent Tokyo Olympics, it was during COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were locked down in our sport facility. So I hang out, but only with my friends, diving friends.
The same circle.
Yeah, we can't go out. So all we have was each other to keep each other happy. If we stress, we just stress each other out. So that's it. That's all we have.
Yeah, you know, I was reading this book by the name of Hidden Potential from Adam Grant. He's also a junior Olympic diver, and so he was explaining that one of the biggest problem of most of the divers is that when they started first is the fear that they have, because for you to be able to reach your highest potential, you have to really let go of certain fears. And what was very interesting about it is that he was saying that there is never a time that there is no fear. It's just like you learn how to tame your fear, how to control your fear. So what was for you when you first started to do it like professionally? What kind of fears you go through? Like, I'm sure you were not like suddenly go and like do all twist and turn and all those stuff, right? So can you walk us through that thought process? How does it look like when you're first doing it?
If I'm being honest, I do have that fear, but it's like...
You still have it, right?
Yeah, I still have it. No,
that
now it's
butterfly,
worse.
you know, stomach things.
Now it's worse. But when I was young, when I was younger, I was like, you know, just do it. Like, just don't think about anything. It's like, it's a fear, but I'm challenging that fear. And to be honest, I don't remember that fear at all, like compared to now. Because that time I was
Can you describe that fear to us? What do you mean by fear?
It's like I think because I'm aging and I get these injuries. I'm scared of injuries. That is the one thing that athletes scared about the most.
The most, yeah.
So I scared that if I do this, I might get injured and things like that. So when that thoughts came in, so it's like you'll be more protective of yourself, and you're like, no, if I don't want to do that, then I don't want to. But when I was younger, I was like, okay, I won't get injured. I'm young. I just don't think about it and just dive.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the method that you guys use to calm yourself down? How do you calm yourself? What's your let us know, like, for example, you're going for a dive in Olympic. What do you do before you go up there? How do you calm yourself down?
Okay, during the Olympics, I will listen to some music for distraction. Anything, slow music, upbeat music, everything. I listen to everything as long as I'm enjoying myself during that time.
Any favorites?
No, just anything. Just anything.
Okay.
And say a little prayer and just self-talk. I said, you can do this. Just don't think too much. And I got this. And that time I was very grateful because I have this Australian coach, and he distracted me, and we talk during competition. So he wants me to get off my mind from diving for a while during that time. So I'm grateful to have him. Yeah. Yeah. Now I miss him because he's not here anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is basically like, the ritual that you have like all the time. What's the practice look like? How do you guys practice for it? And is there anything like average people don't know that you guys do? Like, people would be like, that's crazy if somebody does that like every single day.
They don't know that divers do weights.
Do what?
Weights.
Okay.
So they were like, do a diver need to do weights? I mean, like, yeah, we do. Because, to prevent from getting injured. And they just thought diving is easy because you just get up and dive and get down and get back up again. So they don't know the process. So the process is very long. It's very, repetitive. And it's about, one dive you have to do about 6 to 5 times. 5 to 6 times, if it's not, during that 5 to 6 times, if it's not good, you have to keep doing it until you get it right. So that is what tired, make you exhausted, your brain, your mental is like, why can I not get this right? Because I've been doing it for so long. So that's what people don't know.
Okay. I think that's a good way to start our main course, right? Because when I was preparing for this interview, I did a lot of reading, and most people, maybe they don't know, they said like, diving actually is a nerd sport. It's a perfectionist sport.
Oh, this is my first time hearing it.
Yeah. Is it? Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's nice. So, because you see, like, other sport, you still have a lot of time and chances to redo it, But the whole diving things, this is something might be very interesting to all our listeners, is that everything happened in 1.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Meaning that from the point where you actually like do that, like leaving that forward until the time you get to the water is just 1.5 seconds.
Yeah.
That's all. Finished. And you're going inside the water from a 10-meter dive with 51 kilometers per hour. That's crazy.
Yep.
Okay, that brings us a lot of questions. Okay, so let's go through that.
Okay.
So you have to explain to us in a very simple language so that everybody understands physique, because you guys are literally bending physique when you dive every single time. Okay. So first off, so when you jump, you have to make sure you're not coming back in the same place that you are. So you have to give yourself this like a forward velocity. How do you do that?
If you ask me, I would just say one simple thing: training.
Okay, so let's give us a bit more details. Like, how do you go forward first of all?
Okay, I don't know. During training, you have to go to forward because it's very dangerous to go backwards.
Yes.
We try to go as far as we can, And when you get that feeling, you can just adjust it. It's like that. You try to go
1 second. That's like 1 second.
1 second. Okay. Like I said, we trained and we do repetitive dives. So with the first dive, you can just go far and get that feeling. So the second dive, you try to adjust it, and if it doesn't work, you adjust it again. But as long as you know you're going forward, just throw yourself forward. That's it.
Have you ever hit the board?
No, but my hair did hit the
You
board.
can feel that?
Yes, and I was like,
I just touch it. Okay, so second, what you need to do, you have to go as high as possible so that you get more air time.
Yep.
So if you don't get enough air time, even that 1.5 second, it wouldn't be. So how do you make sure you get more air time? How do you go more higher?
Technique. It's
How?
technique.
Would you be able to simplify it for us?
Oh wow, that's difficult. Okay, technique. Okay, for platform it's easy because the height is not so much. We cannot even compare it that much because platform is just static. But the springboard, you have to follow the rhythm.
Okay.
That's why, like I said before, the Westerners, they are so lucky to do springboard because their weight let them to have more airtime. But because we're Asians, so we have to use rhythm instead of strength.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you have that rhythm, rhythm and about physics, I don't know that much, but rhythm. All I can say is rhythm. Yeah.
Okay. So the one that they kind of fix it with the legs, like what is that?
That's the gear. It's like it's one. The measuring is like 1 until 9. The 1 is the hardest, so it's just static like platform.
Oh, so it has
the higher until the 9, number 9 is like you can make that springboard go way low. It's
what number do you put?
8.5.
Oh.
Yeah. But sometimes some people don't like to.
It depends on your.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's move to the diver rotation. So how do you guys do that tuck position?
Like I said, training.
We're not gonna answer this like all the thing. Yeah, you have to simplify it for us. So tuck position is, of course, like would you describe it to us? Like how does it work? How tough it is?
It's very tough because we start from young age. So the coach knows if he or she going to be a good diver. Is he going to test us? If we have that good flexibility to do a tuck, okay, then that's like the level 1 pass. So he will test our flexibility first. So that's the most important thing. So when I was younger, he tests with flexibility and he asked us to do pike. Just like he suddenly asked us to sit down and just bend our body like that.
Yeah, that's a pike position.
Yeah, and the tuck is just similar. He just asks us to like
squeeze yourself.
Yeah, and he just sit on top.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so just to see if we are flexible enough to hold it. Yeah.
And what's very interesting is that sometimes they squeeze like 4.5 turn in that 1.5 second. Like that is crazy.
That is crazy. You have to be very strong and you have to be very fearful.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have
And
to be fearless.
the faces of the divers, like why they're like squeezing themselves, when you look at their faces, like...
I think it's the wind. Because you're turning, it's the wind, so it's like... So we cannot control our faces, so it's like... Yeah, whatever, yeah.
You can see like, all the veins is coming out.
All the faces like...
So much of pressure on them. Okay. So which one actually is the most difficult one? Pike or tuck?
It depends. Every dive has their difficulty. So it depends. But if you ask me, I think tuck is harder, I think.
Why?
Because it's easy, it's easier, but to control it, it's difficult. Pike it's harder, but I think pike is easy to control the dive. Yeah, that's me. I don't know about the other divers.
Okay, we will ask them. Okay. So then, here comes the biggest part that I think most people only understand that part. How do you find where the water is at that point and that speed that you're turning and twisting. You're like a water ninja, you know, right? So you're doing all those turns. How do you find where's the water? You know, I still remember when I was doing swimming.
Yeah.
When I first did tumble turn, I had no idea where my head was, you know. So how do you find out where the water is at that point?
For me, like I asked my teammates about this. They all have their different perspective. So for me, I count. So the dive, like example 3.5. So I count until 3. 1, 2, 3, open. And I don't know. I'm lucky that I hit right. I hit the water right. I didn't go somewhere else, or my body is here, or my leg is here. But the other divers, I think it's not all divers have this kind of talent where you can see clearly. Like you can see, for example, you're turning 1 round, you can see the water. Okay, 1, okay, water. 2, water. 3, water. And 4, okay, water. So I cannot do that. I cannot see, I cannot look, I can count. So it's very different. Some divers count, some divers see, some divers just close their eyes and just, oh, okay, open, yeah.
Because it's just 1 second.
Yeah, 1 second, and I don't know how they do that. My style is just counting, yeah.
So you count.
I count.
And here comes the rip entry. The entry part, you know, that like boop. So the very interesting part was that when I was reading about the physique of it, is that when you enter the water, your body is still rotating. How do you manage to go straight into the water? Okay, don't tell me training, practice. Okay. Yeah, so that one we know already.
Technique, then okay, you have to go, how to say, the water. Can I show? Okay, this is the water. You have to make sure you go all the way before you rotate. So the rotation helps you to control your splash. If you don't control, maybe if you like rotate too early, your splash will...
Yes.
Yeah, so you have to make sure you go all the way down and you control, meaning when you rotate, like the water goes in, like with you. So instead of splash, yeah. I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about. Yeah.
So has the technique evolved through time? Because now you can see when you're looking at the Olympic, normally like some of these, especially Chinese athletes, when you look at them, it's like, it's a perfection. It's like, you know, they really literally like they're making a hole in the water and just going.
Yeah. That is hard work, I would say.
But hard work, there is always a like, max is at 24 hours, right? You can't do more than that.
No.
So it's more of like there must be something got to do with the technique that they use as well, right?
It's more too repetitive. They do it until they get it right. Like for example, you train 8 hours a day, they can train to 8 to 10 hours. They will make sure you get that right, and if you don't, you just keep on training. That's what I saw. But of course, yeah, technique, but it's very different with the Westerners. I realized that. So with the Westerner side, it's more to sport science. So when I train with the Australian coach, we use a lot of sport science. So I just realized that not only China method works, but sport science works as well.
Yep.
It works, for me, I think it works better. So I think it's very general. I cannot even say which one is good or bad. Yeah.
So to make things a bit more lighter on you, what are the hobbies or unknown interests you have that you wish to pursue once you are like settled with all this heavy training?
I would like to open up a cafe and bake.
Nice.
Yeah, I love baking. Yeah. If you ask me cooking and baking, I prefer baking. I don't like to cook. So yeah, I would like to bake. Even last time during the pandemic, all I did at home was baking. So that was the only time I got.
Is it nice?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very happy. So I just hope that one day, if I'm not diving anymore, I will like to open up a cafe and bake it myself. And
what would be the name of that cafe?
No idea yet. I have to discuss it with my family first.
Okay. All right. So, to finish things off, right? We have this very quick, fast game that we're gonna do with you, which I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, and then so let's see what are the answers that you're giving us. But very fast one, right? So, flip or twist?
Flip.
Okay. Shark or dolphin?
Dolphin.
High dive or low dive?
High dive.
Back flip or front flip?
Front flip.
Warm up or cool down?
Cool down.
Poolside or beachside?
Beachside.
Solo dive or synchronize?
Solo dive.
Which one actually is easier?
Solo dive.
Solo dive is easier. So who is the perfect partner for you if you want to do sync?
For platform, it will be Dato' Pandalila. For springboard, it will be Wendy, but yeah, I think it's her. Okay.
But what is like, what the partner is supposed to be? Is it supposed to be like same height, same weight? What is the like a requirement for them?
For springboard, I think same height, same weight. Because me and Wendy look the same, the same height. For platform, to be honest, me and Dato' Pandalila, we have that so much height difference. But I think the most important part is communication. Yeah, communication is the most important part for synchronize. If you don't communicate well, if you don't work together well, then you can't make a perfect synchronize. Yeah.
So it's does the weight count?
No.
Not really. Height?
No.
Not really. So you can actually be like a totally different size and weight, and you can still do the synchronize.
You can still do the synchronize. You can still get a rib entry. So that's what I wanted to share is that, yes, the China diver are very thin, very small, and they got a rib entry. But I saw a person who is the different size, different height, but she can still get that rib entry. So that's why I said it's technique. But for the China divers, it's like repetitive and technique. But for the other people, it's like just the technique. You get the technique right, you can just, beat the Chinese, yeah.
Okay. So the last questions I want to ask you is this one. So if you had the opportunity for one day to become the Prime Minister of Malaysia, what changed? And you have all the power. You can do whatever you want, right? So what would be the one change that you would make?
To give more opportunity to the athletes. Yeah, because I think the athletes spend so much time for training for the country, but after they retire, it's like nothing for them. Yeah, because they don't have time to even to study. So they are struggling with their studies, to have to do two things at one time. So it's very difficult. But after when they got injured and the country doesn't want them anymore, I feel like we should give more opportunity to them to do other things and help them throughout everything to make sure their life is on track instead of just ignoring them. Yeah, that's what I will change.
Can you share with us some moments of setbacks that you have in your career? When was it? How was it? And how did you manage to recover or overcome those challenges?
I think I do have a lot. Like recently I didn't qualify for the Olympics. So it's very heartbreaking for me. But I feel like I can't do much. I just give what I can, but it doesn't turn out to be what I wanted. So recovering from that, it's very difficult. Yeah. But I'm thankful that I still come to training every day, and I'm very thankful that I have my teammates, to motivate me, my family to support me. So that's what keeps me going. Yeah.
What is the alternative for a diver? Like, if you don't go for that, what are the alternatives?
For me, nothing. It's just the Olympics. Like for Commonwealth Games and Asian Games, it's just the process of it. But the main thing is Olympics. So yeah, it's very difficult because I'm having a hard time since my Australian coach left. So since then, I was so struggling with my training, my interests, my love towards diving. Yeah. So after he's gone, everything's just changed 360 for me. It's like I don't enjoy diving anymore. I don't feel like diving anymore. And I'm always tired, and I always find excuses to not go to training. But I still went for training, although my mind is not there. I was not in the present. Yeah.
So how do you motivate yourself? What drives you?
That's the only thing I do. That's the only thing I love. And I just feel like, why waste your 14 years of diving just because of one competition? Right? So I just, I have to get back on track, try to find the love again, trying to find the right people you can talk to. And for this kind of stuff, I know family is always there for you.
Yeah.
But during diving, it's like only they can understand the struggles, because we've been together. We've been in this together. Yeah. So only they can understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you could, for example, compete in any other sport professionally, what would that be?
Nothing. Diving.
Only diving. You're still going to go back to diving?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what would be the one piece of advice you wish you had received when you were starting this career?
Don't give up. Okay, just believe in yourself. Yep. The only thing, believe in yourself. I'm struggling with that. I always felt insecure about my dives. Always feel that I'm not good enough. Yeah, just believe.
So when was the point that you really had that realization?
Before Tokyo Olympics. Because it's a pressure for me, the family, of course, wanted me to be the best. So pressure from the family, from the country, and from the coaches. So I'm trying to find all the motivation I get, all the help I can get to make sure I survive this. But I think, like, slowly it eats me up, So I'm trying to just take it easy and not beat myself so bad about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I think a lot of athletes struggle was during the COVID time, right? What's the difference between doing, for example, dive without any spectators and with spectators?
For me, it doesn't make any much of a difference.
Not much a difference.
No, because
is it better to be quiet, or is it better to be like, oh?
I think it's better to be quiet, but the one the one that's supporting you is your own teammate. So I had a lot of fun with my teammates when they're supporting me. So because I like to look at the audience, especially my teammates before I dive. So when I look at them, I can smile, I can enjoy that a little bit of time before my dive. So I think, I enjoy having my teammates around, although not not the full audience, but as long as you have that a little bit of support, I think it's enough.
So it's better for them to be quiet, right?
During that dive, yes, but before that, you can just scream or shout after that, yeah.
Yeah. Because some of these divers, when you see them on the TV, they're like so serious, it's like, don't even look at me, but you are like smiling and all this stuff, and that kind of makes you like stand out.
I think
it wasn't only Malaysian. I think even other nations also like kind of like cheering for you. So was it like how that happened?
I don't know. It's just I don't know how that happened.
Just you being you.
Yeah, just me being me. I didn't do it on purpose or anything. I just enjoy whatever the result is. I just have to be happy about it. I'm here. I'm at the Olympics. So why do I have to be myself so bad? Yeah.
And you're always this jovial?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to see me during training. I was another person during training because I was with my friends, huh?
Who are you when you're in the training?
Not like this.
Like what?
I don't know. I can dance just crazily dance, whatever.
Oh, so it's even more jovial than this. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is a Dhabitah the other side.
During training, yes. I don't like to train very serious. I don't like to stress out during training, because I feel like during training is the only time that I can enjoy myself. So yeah.
So have you been like this since growing up?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were the fun kid.
Yes.
Great.
But outside, I'm just a quiet person.
So thank you, Dhabitah, for being with us. And thanks, Under Amour, for bringing Dhabitah on board with us for today's Life Confessions podcast. So guys, we hope you enjoyed this episode. Keep it live. Be your best in whatever you do.